Have you ever stopped to think about all the little dramas that must unfold in your backyard when you're not looking? It's basically a full-blown nature documentary just waiting to be filmed. Well, today, we're going to look at a project that doesn't just record the action, it directs it, using AI. Let's dive in and see how this thing works. The truth is, your backyard is a bustling hub of activity. You've got birds visiting, squirrels plotting, you name it. The problem? Catching those truly amazing moments is like trying to find a needle in a haystack of, well, really boring footage. So, on one hand, you've got the old way, right? A passive camera that just records absolutely everything, leaving you with hours and hours of footage to scroll through. But on the other hand, you have the AI Birdy Cam, a smart system that finds the interesting stuff for you, edits it all together, and just hands you this perfectly curated highlight reel of your local wildlife. Okay, so let's really break down the core problem this project was built to solve. I mean, why do most cameras out there just fall short when it comes to watching nature? It's a really simple but huge issue. Your standard camera is, well, it's kind of dumb. It records the wind rustling the leaves with the exact same level of excitement as a rare bird making its first ever visit. And that means you're the one stuck with the job of sifting through all that nothing to find the something. And that leads to the big what if. What if we could flip that script? Shift the workload from you to the tech itself. I mean, imagine a system that's less like a sleepy security guard and more like a brilliant film director who just has an eye for the perfect shot. To make that happen, the intelligence has to start right where the action is. And that brings us to the first big piece of the puzzle, the on-site device, the actual brains packed right into the birdhouse itself. So think of this smart birdhouse like a bouncer at a club. It's doing that first pass check right there, on the spot, deciding if something is actually worth paying attention to, long before that footage gets sent anywhere else. This whole idea is called Edge AI, and it's absolutely key to making the system work without being overwhelmed. So, how does this on-site sentry really do its job? Well, it all boils down to three key functions that turn this birdhouse into a truly self-sufficient little monitoring station. First up, power. You can't have a 24/7 watch if you're constantly worried about changing the batteries, right? So this system is designed to be totally autonomous. It runs around the clock on solar power, which makes it a true off-grid solution. You just set it and forget it. Second, you've got the onboard brain. We're talking a small but surprisingly powerful little computer that lives right inside the birdhouse. It works with these specialized AI cameras to analyze video and audio in real time. It's not just detecting motion, it's using tools like BirdNet to identify bird calls the very moment they happen. And third, and this is a really important one, privacy. A camera watching your backyard shouldn't be watching you. The device is actually programmed to automatically find and blur out any people in the shot. And get this, future updates are even going to detect human voices to mute the audio, making sure your conversations stay private. Okay, so once the little birdhouse flags something interesting, it sends that choice footage over to a much bigger, more powerful system for all the heavy lifting. Let's head over to the central command center. Right, this is where the magic really gets scaled up. Those curated clips from the birdhouse get beamed to a central server, a hub that has some serious computational muscle, the kind you need for the really advanced analysis and ultimately for producing the final video. And the secret to all that muscle is something called GPU acceleration. To put it simply, it's about using the same kind of souped-up processors you'd find in a high-end gaming PC or a professional design studio. They are just amazing at running AI calculations way, way faster than a normal computer chip ever could. Now, to unlock all that raw power, the project uses a platform from NVIDIA called CUDA, and that's pronounced CUDA. You can think of it as the key that lets developers turn a slow, single-file line of data into a high-speed, multi-lane superhighway. It's just a complete game-changer for processing speed. So what's the big payoff for all this server power? Well, it unlocks all the cool features that turn those raw clips into something you actually want to watch. We're talking sophisticated AI detection across multiple cameras and a fully automated video production pipeline. And that brings us to the final product, the real payoff for all this incredible tech. This is where the AI puts on its director's hat and gets to work. See, the AI Hub isn't just looking at one camera feed. It's designed to be the central brain for a whole backyard ecosystem. It can pull in feeds from the bird feeder, the bird bath, a couple of different birdhouses. It sees the entire scene all at once. And then, this is the cool part, It automatically edits all those feeds together. It figures out where the most interesting thing is happening at any given moment and weaves it all into one seamless, compelling live stream. The result feels like you've got your own live TV producer just for your backyard. The system is smart enough to switch camera angles when the action moves. It can even do picture-in-picture, showing you a close-up on the feeder while still keeping an eye on the bird bath in a smaller window. You literally don't miss a thing. And what makes the system even smarter is its local expertise. The AI isn't some generic one-size-fits-all model. No, it's trained on custom data for specific regions. This one, for example, is tailored to identify birds you'd find in the Northeast US and Long Island, which makes its identifications incredibly accurate. But this project is far from over. The roadmap from here is all about making the experience not just smart, but truly interactive. The team's looking at adding what they call Internet of Things, or IoT features, basically connecting the camera to other smart devices. So imagine, you're watching a stream and you see the seeds are low. You could press a button in the app to add more bird seed, and it would trigger a dispenser, or maybe a shoo away squirrel button that activates a little noisemaker. It turns you from a passive viewer into an active participant. And that really brings us to a fascinating final thought. This all started as a project to build a better bird camera. But when you start connecting these systems, you're not just building cameras, you're creating a network of tiny, intelligent conservation stations. And it really makes you wonder, if every backyard is watching and learning, what new discoveries about the natural world are just around the corner?